Let's talk about a simple but honestly game-changing technique from a world-class mind reader. This is going to completely change how you meet people. Seriously, get ready because you're about to learn a real-life superpower for remembering names.
You know that feeling, right? You're at a party or maybe a work event, you shake someone's hand, they tell you their name, and poof, it's just gone. It's so awkward. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be like that at all?
So mentalist Oz Pearlman totally reframes this whole problem. He says it's not a failure of your memory. The real issue is you never actually heard the name in the first place because your brain was too busy thinking about what you were going to say next. So this isn't about having some kind of photographic memory or being psychic or anything like that. Pearlman insists this is a skill, something he's practiced for years that literally anyone can learn to make a really powerful first impression.
And that's the big promise here. We're going to break down a super simple 3-step method that you can start using today, like right now, and it will permanently solve this really frustrating social problem. And I mean, that's the goal, right? Not just to get a little better at names, but to make forgetting them a complete thing of the past. Just think about how valuable that would be in your job, in your personal life. It really is a superpower when it comes to connecting with people.
So how are we going to remember this superpower? Well, believe it or not, we're going to use a shampoo bottle. I know, it sounds pretty weird, but this little hook is actually what makes the whole system so easy to remember.
Okay, here's the core of it. You know the instructions on a shampoo bottle? Lather, rinse, repeat? Well, Pearlman turns that into a new mantra for remembering names. Listen, repeat, reply. It's so simple, it's catchy, and trust me, it's incredibly effective.
So let's just lay it all out. The entire method comes down to just these 3 things. First, you have to truly listen. Second, you repeat their name back to them. And third, you reply using a special technique that locks it into your long-term memory. We're going to walk through each one step by step.
All right, step 1, and this is maybe the most important step of all. You have to truly listen. It sounds so obvious, but this is where almost everyone messes up. It's the foundation for everything else. Truly listening just means that for 2 seconds, just 2, you silence that voice in your head. You stop thinking, oh, do I know this person or what am I going to say? You just create a blank slate, a little empty space in your mind ready for one piece of information, their name. I love Pearlman's analogy for this. He says, passively hearing a name is like trying to write in the sand with a tiny twig. The first wave just washes it away. But truly listening, that's like taking a big, thick branch and carving the name deep into the sand. It makes a real lasting impression. Okay, so you've listened, you've carved the name into your mind. What's next? Step 2, repeat. This little action does 2 really powerful things at once. So when you repeat the name back right away, a couple of critical things happen. 1, just saying it out loud starts to lock it into your own memory. And 2, it's a really polite way to make sure you're saying it right. You know, Pearlman gives the example, Nanjera, am I saying that right, Nanjera? It shows you care, and it helps you remember.
And here's a script you can use immediately. It feels totally natural. You just say, Ashley, is that right? Great to meet you, Ashley. See? In just a few seconds, you've heard it once and you've said it twice. That name is already starting to stick. All right, on to the final step. This is where we take that name and we basically superglue it into our long-term memory. This is the reply part, and this is where you create a really strong mental hook. So Pearlman gives you 3 options here. First, a compliment, which creates a visual link, like Ashley with the cool earrings. Second, you can ask about the spelling. That forces your brain to actually process the letters. Or third, create a personal connection, linking their name to someone you already know.
And get this is the best part, the real secret trick. That personal connection, it doesn't even have to be real. You can be, as Pearlman puts it, a total liar. The point isn't to be honest with them. The point is to create a memorable little story for yourself that locks in their name. So, you see, it all comes back to that simple thing from the shampoo bottle. If you can remember lather, rinse, repeat, you can absolutely remember listen, repeat, reply. It's a whole system that cements a name in your mind in less than a minute. Look, this is way more than just a neat party trick. It's a really powerful tool for building real connections. It shows people you're actually paying attention. So the only question is, whose name are you going to go out and remember first?